Hello and welcome to the Blytheway Mining Show. I am Bonnie Hughes. Our guest today is Botswana Diamonds. They have 3 projects, 2 in Botswana, 1 in South Africa, and one of their projects in Botswana is a joint venture with RSA. Hello, and here to join us is Managing Director James Campbell. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much indeed for having me, Bonnie.
I understand you have been on a whirlwind trip of conferences over the past few weeks. Please tell us what's been going on.
Sadly, all the conferences have been compressed into 2 weeks. We started off with the Junior Mining Indaba in Johannesburg, which was addressed by the Deputy Minister of Mines. And what was very encouraging at this event compared to last year is the mood was a lot better under the new President Cyril Ramaphosa. And very interestingly, the Deputy Minister announced the formation of a junior mining fund.
Oh, wow.
So that was actually a fascinating conference. Then very soon after that, we had the Botswana Resource Sector Conference in Gaborone. And there the minister attended for the whole time. And of course, diamonds is such an important contribution to the wealth of Botswana. And again, there was very detailed discussion on how are we going to find the next diamond mine. And of course, you can't find the next diamond mine without funding. So there, of course, there's a lot of discussion about funding of new diamond projects, particularly those outside of the diamond stable. And then the third conference, which only happens every 2 years, was the South African Institute of Mining and Metallurgy Diamond Conference. And there, one of probably the most impressive papers was from Bill McKechnie, who's a general manager of Snowdon Diamonds, previously a director of De Beers, who talked about the exploration potential of Southern Africa, which we, of course, in Botswana Diamonds wholeheartedly endorse.
Well, I suppose all these conferences gave you a very wide audience and a lot of exposure to the company, and a lot of people were much more educated on what you have going on at Botswana Diamonds.
Exactly. At the very first conference, Bonnie, we gave a presentation on the prospectivity of South Africa. At the second conference, we gave a corporate presentation and spoke on the diamond panel. And on the third conference, we gave a keynote presentation on financing for diamond companies, which, as you can imagine, was very, very challenging.
Yes, it is a very challenging environment, but when you have a good project, financing eventually shows up.
Exactly. And we find that where we are at the moment with our mixture of early stage projects and advanced stage projects, that funding is, of course, challenging. But part of our strategy is to focus on what we call the Kaapvaal craton, which covers South Africa, Botswana, and Namibia. And therein, as you said in your introduction, we have 2 projects in Botswana, we have an earn-in project in South Africa, and we've just started to take baby steps in Zimbabwe.
Oh, wow, that's exciting. I guess with the change in presidents, it now makes Zimbabwe a lot more interesting and easier place to do business.
Exactly, Bonnie. We consider the Kaapvaal craton as being the most prospective craton in the world, which covers all 3 countries. And of course, at the one end, you've got Botswana, where it is the home of diamonds. And it's easy to do business there. It's the Switzerland of Africa. And at the other end, you've got Zimbabwe, which is only beginning to open up for business, but is highly prospective. Very few people have actually been exploring there. And in fact, I don't think there has been any modern exploration there for probably at least 25 years. Well, and that's really exciting for us.
Yes, that's a great opportunity for you to be one of the first movers into the country after the change in government.
Well, exactly. And we're so pleased we're partnered with Vast Resources. Vast Resources comes from African Consolidated Resources, which was the discoverer of the Marange diamond fields. So they have a very long and comprehensive history in Zimbabwe. And in fact, my group as well, the 162 group, through my chairman, Dr. John Teeling, and myself, have also had a very long history in Zimbabwe.
Now, I understand that you completed some technical and economic studies on your flagship project. What is your strategy for that project?
That's correct, Bonnie. We announced the results of our technical and economic study on our Thorny River project, which is a suite of kimberlite dikes and small blows about 3 hours north of Johannesburg. And what the study basically told us is that the top end of our grade and value ranges, this is a commercial proposition. And at the moment, the board is currently considering what are the next steps with this project.
Oh, that's very exciting, and it could be an earn-in, it could be various strategies that you're
There
considering.
are all sorts of different options on the table, Bonnie. One must never kind of just consider a mono strategy of, oh, we'll just build the mine and carry on with it. One has obviously got to bear in mind improving shareholder returns on the project and not being too dilutive if we have to raise more money.
Yes, that's very important. And I understand that you were awarded some hectares that were close to De Beers producing mine.
That's correct, Bonnie. In exploration, one's got to take into account there are 7,000 kimberlites, of which 600 are diamondiferous, of which 50 have been or are mines. And what that means is for an exploration company, you have to have a portfolio of projects, because as you do more work on the projects, they quickly fall off until you actually end up with the one possibly which actually turns out to be the mine. So we're delighted to have been awarded the Mooikloof prospecting license. It's about 50 kilometres southwest of the De Beers flagship mine, Venetia. And according to our research work, and people are welcome to have a look at it as well, we can't find any other work apart from that it was discovered by De Beers in the mid-1980s under my watch.
Oh, wow. And what are you going to be doing on that project in the short term?
Well, firstly, we're obviously going to verify any information that we can actually find there. We're going to be doing geophysical work to confirm the size. We'll be doing petrography work to have a look at the interest level of the kimberlite itself. And if all those tally up, which we hope it will do, then of course we'll move to bulk sampling.
And what is your strategy and ideas for some of your other projects?
Well, in the Free State, for example, we've already confirmed these are kimberlite, Group 1 kimberlites. We've already confirmed their size through ground geophysics, and we've just completed a sampling exercise on them to determine whether they have a diamond-bearing capacity or not.
Well, it sounds like you have a very busy schedule ahead of you. So now I'm going to ask a question. De Beers announced that they are going to start marketing and promoting artificial diamonds or man-made diamonds. Obviously, that won't have effect on the high end of the market, but how do you feel about that?
I've got a couple of things there, Bonnie. I think first it's a very smart move by De Beers. What they've basically done is they've created a fun segment at the bottom end of the market. And in so doing that, they've done two things. Firstly, they've increased the size of the diamond market. And I'm using the word diamond advisedly
Yes.
with synthetics. So they've increased the size of it. So early entrants can afford to come in through synthetics and then graduate up to a natural diamond. The second thing they've done is they've been able to probably take out the competition.
Yes.
And how they can do that is with their marketing and industrial prowess. They've probably priced the diamonds at cost plus a margin, whereas their competitors were probably pricing at the natural equivalent with a high premium. So I think from those two perspectives, I think it's a very smart move.
And as most companies have news flow coming up, what will be some news flow investors can expect in the upcoming months?
Bonnie, there are two pieces of news which I expect in the next couple of months. Firstly are the results of the sampling campaign in the Free State, which I mentioned a moment ago. But also, very importantly, we've just completed a sampling program on our high-grade geophysical anomalies in the Central Kalahari Game Reserve as part of the Sunland Minerals joint venture. And we also plan to put those out to the market within the next 6 weeks.
Oh, that's great. Well, very exciting times for Botswana Diamonds. We look forward to some future news flow on your projects and what's happening going forward. And we wish you the best of luck. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Bonnie.
Thank you for joining us on the Blytheway Morning Show. Have a very profitable day.